Right, it's what happened last year when LSUA won it all as the 2 seed. The Generals were in Lake Charles tonight taking on McNeese State. You see 3 strikeouts here, but the Generals were actually tied with the Cowboys at 1 going into the 7th inning. But that's when McNeese broke the game open. Ben David breaks the tie with this RBI single. And then an inning later, here in the 8th, it was Dean Bittner blasting a 3-run home run to left field. That was the first of his career. The late innings just hurt the Generals tonight as they fall 8-1.